When I first thought about what I would say today, I was overcome with grief and joy, trying to think about a woman that has been so important to all of us. And selfishly, I was a little nervous that everything that I would want to say would already have been said. But in thinking about what to say on a day like today, I thought the most important thing that I could do would be to speak the truth. And if everybody else was saying the same thing that I was saying, that would be a great thing. There's a saying that it's more than what you do. People remember the way that you make them feel. When I think of Grandma Patty, I think of the love, the kindness, the consideration that she made people feel. She meant so much to so many people. Through the phases of her life, she was a daughter, a sister, a wife, a mother, a leader, and a friend. She was a mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother. And she was great. She was warm and kind. She looked you in the eye when she spoke to you. She listened deeply. She could tell a good story. And she was funny. She lit up a room when she walked in. When I think of her, it's easy to think of her showing up for life's major events, getting birthday calls, spending time with family in Chicago. But the strongest memory that instantly comes to mind is sitting at that gigantic table at Lake Leelanau and laughing. Just joy. She loved and was loved. It was perfectly clear that she and Grandpa Jim had found their soulmates in each other. You built a life together, and more than that, you built a loving relationship, and that love will last forever. Grandma Patty was interesting and curious. She was a nurturer. She would not rest until everyone was happy, healthy, and always made sure we had enough to eat, even if that was pie for breakfast. She appreciated the finer arts and music, vibrant colors, and beautiful arias. She could also appreciate the simplicity of an animated email on a holiday. The last time I spoke to her, I reflected that turning 40 had snuck up on me. She asked how I liked it so far, and I told her I felt comfortable in it. She asked me if I was happy and if I knew what I wanted, and I told her, yeah, I really think I do. And she said, "You are good to go." She had a way of pulling you aside and giving you encouragement and then pushing you back out on the dance floor. The last thing I remember her saying to me before she said goodbye is, "Jason, if I were your age, I would live it up." And then we said goodbye for the last time. And when I sat down to write this, it occurred to me that there are a lot of people that have probably said similar things about their grandmother. Millions of people have thought she was warm and kind and let me indulge in a dessert now and then. And it may be true for millions of others, but I would argue that Patty did it better. One of the things that she did best, one of her greatest strengths, was her capacity for empathy. When you were celebrating an accomplishment, she would beam with joy and pride. And when you grieved, you could hear the heartbreak in her voice. She cared and felt so deeply. She shared the good times and took off the burden of the difficult ones. She leaves a legacy of kindness and care and of love. And in a very real way, her legacy is the people in this room. I will always carry the love that she gave and try to extend that empathy and consideration. I'll think of her often, especially when I think of my family or on holidays, especially St. Patty's Day. I'll always remember her and strive to bask in the joy of life. And for her, I'll remember to live it up.